Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talk About Houses. I'm Todd.
I'm Oana.
We are going to talk about how to make your home look like a model home without breaking the bank.
Yes.
So we have some tricks and secrets that we have learned over the 3,000 plus homes that we've listed here in Las Vegas. I like to keep throwing that up because people don't believe it. They always say, oh, no, that's your whole team. That's not just the two of you. And it's actually us. It's not the team. Okay, so Oana, let's start with the theory behind this. Why do new home builders have model homes? So what's the point of it?
Right. So new home builders have model homes so you can walk in and fall in love. And we all know that whatever the model home has, that's not exactly the home you'll be purchasing. Those model homes have all the upgrades, and they have beautiful yards and lovely furniture. And of course, the home that you're buying doesn't necessarily have all those upgrades and doesn't have the landscaped yard usually, and it's much more homely when you purchase it.
Okay, so buying a house. Okay, so there's two things. Selling a house is usually a financial decision.
Yes.
You have to move. You need to get the money to go to the next house or whatever. But buying a house is usually an emotional decision because you can always rent, and then the purchase is always how you feel when you walk in, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what are some things new homes do besides, because the average person out there is not going to spend a ton of money buying super expensive furniture, and they're not going to go out and upgrade everything in the house. They just want to take their existing house, make it, more look like a model home. So what are some things they can do?
So all these things that we're going to go over are super easy, inexpensive, and they just take a few minutes, right? So the first one is something very simple, which actually takes a little bit long, or probably the longest, which is clean your house, and I mean deep clean. Deep clean as though your in-laws are coming and their in-laws are coming, okay?
Yeah.
I think particularly women understand what I'm talking about. So I'm talking about cleaning the ceiling fans, cleaning the baseboards, dusting everything. If there's a surface, it gets wiped down. Put everything away. Absolutely nothing out. What I like to remind people is nothing on any flat surface. Your bathroom, everything gone off the counter. Your kitchen, everything gone off the counter. Everything gone off the island. Whatever flat surfaces you have, nothing on them. Your dresser, nothing on it. Everything that's flat is absolutely pristine. And the reason we want that is because we want to create this sense in the house of it being brand new, not necessarily lived in, and we want people to be able to see themselves in the house and not necessarily see you. You are lovely, but you are leaving. So we want them to be able to see themselves in the house. Part of that deep cleaning, part of that decluttering means organizing your closets, because remember, they will be looking in the closets. So organize those closets. Clothes that are out of season, box them up, put them away. Same thing with the garage. Organize the garage. Box everything up that you're not using. Those are important things to do so that we can show the house in its best light, in its roomiest light. And then speaking of light, one of the other things to do is change your light bulbs. If they're dirty, then wipe them down. If they're burnt out, replace them. Or maybe replace a lot of the light bulbs, particularly in focal points, with some of the new light bulbs that have kind of that warm glow. That might be something to do. Light bulbs are relatively inexpensive, and that's a nice way of brightening up the house. Because remember, we want the house to be bright and airy and cheerful. So now it's clean. We've got new light bulbs. Now it's bright. Make sure you open up the curtains or the blinds or shutters, whatever you have on your windows, so that, again, we're letting that natural light in. But I can't emphasize enough the light bulbs, particularly this time of year when it gets dark a little bit earlier. We want to make sure that the house is as bright as possible.
Yeah. So there's a couple things in there with having the house cleaned. And people don't want to tend to move into a house that somebody has lived in. They don't want to be reminded every time they walk in the house, oh, that's right, somebody else lives here, I'm going to be moving in maybe. So you want to make it seem as impersonal as possible. So those knickknacks you have, box them up, declutter, all the family pictures, get them off the wall. One or two is fine, but the whole family history on the wall that I know some of you have, that needs to come down. Go ahead and like patch the little holes, and if you have a little touch-up paint, do the touch-up paint on there. The same thing with the lights. The new home subdivisions and the new home model homes are always very bright. The lights are on all day in all the rooms. They never have anything dark in there. And then one nice thing about a brand new home is usually it doesn't smell bad.
Right.
So what do they do? Because maybe they have a dog, or they've just lived in the house and they cook, ethnic food or spicy food that maybe everyone doesn't like, right? How do you deal with that?
Okay, so a couple different things. First of all, as far as cooking smells are concerned, try to do your cooking at the end of the day, so that during the day while the house is being shown, the house has a more neutral smell. The second part is make sure that you air out the house. They have lots of wonderful air fresheners out there that have that clean linen smell. Please try not to choose an air freshener that has a particular scent, because not everybody may like that. But if you go and you go for either something citrusy, I'm not particularly fond of that, but my first go-to smell it's called fresh linen, which is very neutral. There really isn't much of a smell to it. And they have lots of wonderful air fresheners out there. There are the little gel beads that will absorb smells. And I like to buy the ones that are like these big hockey pucks. They're about this big. They sell them at Lowe's, and they sell them in like 5-packs. They're great. And what I do with them is I put them in homes that I have listed, and I put them behind doors. I put them underneath cabinets. I put them all over the place. It's not uncommon for me to have 2 to a room, because look, we all have smells, right? I mean, everybody has their own scent. So when somebody comes in, we would like for there to not be a scent, so that they can focus on the house and not on the scent in the house.
I guarantee you, if your place smells bad, when somebody walks in, they'll always remember that, and they'll associate your house with smelling bad. And smell is very powerful sense, and I've seen people just say, "Oh, this place smells bad," and they leave, not understanding that eventually it can smell better.
So the thing is that to remember about smells is that they're very powerful as far as triggering memories and triggering emotions. So that's why we want something very neutral, because we don't know what emotions or memories people have. So we want a very clean scent, so that we are allowing them to form new memories and new emotions that are hopefully positive about your house.
New home subdivisions and new home builders tend to play music in the house.
They do. And if you notice, most of the music is very generic. And the reason for that is it drowns out other noises. So, of course, we all have noises in the neighborhood, right? Whether it's a barking dog down the street, or maybe a car driving by in the road behind your house, whatever that is. So we want this very soft but kind of ambient noise that is pleasant in the house to drown out maybe noises that are less appealing.
So what else can they do? Okay, so they can clean the house. They can remove the clutter. They can open all the windows, put in new light bulbs. They can play some music.
Absolutely.
What's one more? Let's just find one more.
Okay, so something that some people have chosen to do is to maybe list upgrades that their home has, or maybe recent things that have been done to the home. So for example, if you have a new air conditioner, you might want to leave a note on the kitchen counter saying, hey, the air conditioner was replaced within the last 12 months, or the hot water heater, or whatever makes your home special and you think that makes your home better and more appealing than the home down the street.
Yeah, especially for these 20 plus year homes. It's great on the showing for the buyer to find out, we just put in a new water heater a month ago. Last summer we put in a new AC, and we put in new pool equipment because the heater was broken, so we put in a whole brand new heater. Because the more new that you can say, or we just upgraded all the flooring, or we just upgraded the master bath, we just did a new thing, they like that. And obviously there's some of these older homes. If you go in to like the older parts of Las Vegas where the homes were built in the 50s, 60s, and you go in, it's completely modern. And obviously they've spent a lot of money and redone it. But anything you can show, even in a regular tract house, it gives you an advantage over somebody else. So highlight those things on the showing. Put that, it's sort of like another sell thing. Hey, this is a good thing. You always want the good things. This is a good thing. Right. We just did this. So, Oana mentioned is having something saying, if you're not there for the showing, which you shouldn't be, we'll do a whole other video on that. It's having something out saying, hey, we put in a new water heater. We have a new brand new water softener that we own or whatever.
Right. The other thing is a lot of homes in Las Vegas in particular now have solar. So if your solar has been paid off, that's a big selling point because a lot of people see solar not necessarily as a benefit because it increases their income to debt ratio because the mortgage payment is so much, but now they're going to have to make a solar payment on top of that. So if your solar's been paid off, let them know that. That's a big selling point. If your solar has not been paid off, then in your note that says that you've got a new hot water heater or whatever else you have, let them know how much a solar payment is so that they understand that the solar payment is $135 a month and you have 10 years left to pay on it or whatever it is. So let them know on the front end because that may factor very positively in their experience with your home, and it will probably help them make a decision that you'll be happy with as far as making an offer on your home.
All right. If you have any questions about some things you can do to make your home, sell for more or sell quicker or show better, leave them in the comments. Also, if there's anything you did in the past, like if you had a thing that you thought helped sell your house, I don't know what it was, but put it in the comments and let us know because we don't know everything. I mean, we know a lot, but in other parts of the country, maybe. So here's an example. I did an open house one time, and I did it with another agent, and the other agent showed up with cookies. And then the other agent cooked cookies in the oven. And then when people walked in, this part of the smell, they smelled the cookies. And then we had the cookies out, and we made everybody sign in, and we said, after you sign in, you can't have a cookie till you sign in. So everyone had to sign in. They got a cookie. The house smelled like cookies, and I think I ate half of them. But we only had like 4 or 5 people show up. So yeah, I like cookies. So anyway, what else?
That's it. If you like the video, please share it, hit the notification bell, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.
Bye.